Welcome back everyone to Elite Dangerous, and today is another outfitting video, and this time it is the ASP fully pimped out for trading. So as always, I'm just about to go into a Type 7, so I thought I would show you my previous ship, which is the ASP. So the ASP costing 6.7 million credits on the first buy. However, I'd recommend going into the ASP at about 12 to maybe 13 million credits with the Type 6 because of the cost of a frame shift drive and a few other upgrades that you're going to need going into it. So the reason to go from a Type 6 to an ASP is for the extra cargo space. I believe even with a 3A shield I get around 14-20 more cargo spaces, which is of course a better upgrade. I think it's about 14% more cargo capacity than the Type 6. Initially though, you don't get much, so this is why you're going to want your credits to actually upgrade the internals to actually have more capacity, because initially you only get around, I think reading there fast, is about over 70 cargo spaces, and you can get it up to over 120 really easily. I think what I have right now is about 120, yep, cargo capacity of 120. So the cost of the fully upgraded ship is about 16.6 million credits, and I've got about 20 million credits jumping into the Type 7, so I can upgrade that a little bit and get onto trading with that ship. And into the outfitting, like always, removing all hard points and utilities just to get rid of extra weight. Your internals sticking with the lightweight alloy like always, and the power plant gone down to a 3A power plant. I did initially a few runs ago have a 2A power plant, but when I put the thrusters in for a 5A, my actual power use went up the roof, so I needed the 3A, which is a little bit more an upgrade. But try and stick with the A and B power plants. The heat efficiency just helps out so much with jumping, hyperspace jumping. Just heat levels, you can control them way more and be closer to a star while you're actually charging your hyperspace drive instead of creating heat damage on your ASP, because heat damage on the ASP does do a lot more now. Now you're into the ships where damage onto your hull is very costly, and it will start dipping into your profits per run if you're continually getting damaged at stars, especially through heat damage. So a 3A power plant for that. Heat efficiency rating of a B, I believe, on a power plant. 3A. So thrusters and frame shift drive 5A and 5A. Initially though, what you want to be starting out with upgrading is the frame shift drive and power distribution and internal compartments, like I said like I've said all the time. Your thrusters want to be probably the last upgrade you do, because they're expensive and they don't get a huge upgrade. I've done a video on thruster testing where I tested the speed, and the speed increase doesn't increase that much. I do need to do more testing on acceleration and deceleration though for more products on that, but generally thrusters probably the last upgrade you do, and it's still going to help you out a little bit, which is why it wants to be one of your last upgrades. Life support and sensors, sticking with the D variants of them. It's the lightest versions of them, so this is why you stick with them and you don't need them anymore. Your life support's never going to be needed more to be a 4A, or the sensors aren't going to be needed to be any higher than a 5D. Power distribution system is easily the best upgrade you can do. 4A, very cheap, and it's just, honestly, first upgrade is why you need a little bit of coinage, or a little bit of credit, should I say, going into this actual buy, which is about 13 million credits. Fuel tank went down to a 16 capacity. The 32 capacity adds a lot of weight, which means your jump range reduces a lot. 16 capacity is what I like to go down to, just in case I ever do forget. I think going down to 8, you're risking forgetting sometimes. However, if you're all the time on the ball with trading and filling up your ship all the time, stick with an 8, because you will be able to get a little bit more jump range. However, with a 16, it allows me to forget it one time fueling up, and then I can go back and fuel up at the next starport. And your other internal compartments, so everything wants to be cargo racks, the best cargo racks you can fit, apart from one of the class 3 slots, which you're going to want to fit a class 3A shield generator in there. It's not going to be the most best shield or anything like that, but you're going to be able to resist a few hits on the starports, and you're going to be able to land on docking bays at about 100 meters a second more, to be honest, and not have the shield go down. So it's a good backup to have, and you're only losing 8 cargo space for that shield generator instead of hitting a starport and losing 120 units of gold, and that's a good over 1 million credits lost, especially if your ship is worth more with that insurance as well. And that's pretty much the ASP fully kitted out for trading. So remember, it costs around 17 million credits, and going into it you want about 13 million credits at most, or 30 million credits is a nice entry point, and you're going to be able to upgrade the ship really nicely. So you're going to be spending about 6 million credits, probably about 6 hours in the ASP if you're just trading from a Type 6 to this. So that is it for the ASP, that is it fully upgraded, costing 17 million credits almost, and it is very fun to use compared to the Type 6, so I'd recommend going into it as soon as you have over 12 million credits. Is a very nice entry point, and 13 million credits you can be able to get a decent frame shift drive and power distributor as well to go along with that. I'll also do a combat outfitting guide for the ASP as well, so make sure to stick around for that. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time.